Hi guys, you're tuning in to BBZ Reviews, where three vastly different individuals with varying technical backgrounds come together to share their thoughts on movies, films, and everything in between. Hi guys, welcome back to BBZ Reviews. Today we have a special edition of BBZ Reviews, and it's BMZ Reviews, which stands for
Boomer,
Millennial,
and Zoomer. So today we'll be reviewing
Thor,
Love and Thunder.
yes.
Yeah. So maybe let's gather some first impressions from everyone. Maybe Amir,
okay.
you can go first, our new member.
I feel like the film is actually not bad for a Marvel film. I guess I'll stop there. I won't continue on.
Okay, have a lot to say about that. What about Kaz?
I may have had a bit too high expectation. Yeah, so I didn't enjoy as much as I hoped to be. Hope to
Yeah,
have.
I understand.
Exactly how I feel actually.
Okay.
I mean, because Marvel is, Marvel is always so good with that, movies, very action based, and you always get that sense of like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? And then for this one, I guess it's because the genre is comedy, right?
Yes.
So
Did you enjoy Ragnarok?
I did, and Ragnarok had comedy also. It is,
Yes,
it is quite
so much.
comedy-based.
I think why you expect it that way, why you see it that is because if you see Ragnarok as the first change from Thor being a serious movie, it became Ragnarok to a comedy because of the change in director.
Yep.
Then when you see it again, it's like, is this just like the same as Ragnarok? So I think that's why people's expectations are a bit too high, since it's just like
see.
a carbon copy
And
of
the
Ragnarok.
box office was so good.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But for me, I kind of forgot that he did Ragnarok as
Oh,
well.
really?
But in between, I watched Jojo Rabbit.
Yes.
So my
yes,
expectation for, true cinema thing
I
Yeah.
see.
went up. Not like entertainment thing, but more on the cinematic kind of thing.
The cinematography.
Yeah, so and the opening of the movie was very serious tone.
Yes.
With Christian Bale.
Yeah.
You know,
correct.
his acting, and I loved the sunburned skin.
Yeah.
The effect
It's
was
a
so
very
good.
nice touch.
You know,
yeah.
It's
Because,
like, ouch.
Yeah, because they, I think, I forgot if this basing on the comics.
Mhm.
Actually, no, I might be wrong.
It
But,
is, right, on the
Not really fully on the comics, I would say.
I'm sure they did some
They did some
changes.
references, yes. But for the beginning portion
But
of
the
the movie.
Jane does become
Yeah, that
Thor,
is correct.
right?
That is correct.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cancer part is correct.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
Yes,
a
we
bit
forgot
too
to mention that
late.
in the beginning, actually.
It's okay. I mean, we're reviewing it. They
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
there'll be
So
spoilers.
back on the first portion of the movie, where you said the summon thing, because if I'm not wrong, the god that he was filler to is actually a sun god for that planet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you see in the end.
Right.
But he's a sun god, then
Yeah,
he's not in charge of rain, right?
yeah, exactly. So basically, I if I'm not wrong, it's more like the god is enjoying himself, because in this movie they're just making it as so gods are like caring antagonistic of themselves only.
Yep.
Yeah, like egoistical.
Yes, egoistic,
Yeah.
exactly.
Actually, that is what's been portrayed in the god story.
No, that's
from
true.
that
Even
era,
in
right?
for Thor 1 also, you can see that Thor in the beginning was also very egoistic as well.
Oh yeah, he
Since-
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of character development
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Thor.
So it's like it was a huge change from it being from the first
Right,
Thor
right.
to now. Since I would say Thor 1 he was more, like you said, egoistic. He's more confident. He is like prideful of himself. Then as you get to Thor 3, he became more aloof and a bit naive, I would say.
Yeah.
Naive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naive. Do I think he's naive?
I mean, more human.
Yes,
if you
he's more
wanna
Yeah,
be.
human.
more-
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe not naive, more like he's actually gained a lot more wisdom. in a
If we
sense.
value
And it-
human value more than the god's value.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can only speak from the human
Yes,
perspective.
yeah.
That's true. And we're just
Yeah.
humans.
True. Yeah.
But I want to go back to what you said just now about how it's like a carbon copy. I found it interesting that you said it was a carbon copy, because I felt like it wasn't.
So I think I missed it. So what do you mean by carbon copy?
Uh,
Carbon copy of what?
Carbon copy of Ragnarok, since it came from the same
Okay.
director, and they're both like comedy-ish. But jumping to what you said previously, where you said that the beginning of the movie, it started very seriously with Gorr's backstory, with his daughter's death.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to achieve too many genres at the same time. Like they're trying to achieve like a more serious tone, and then suddenly it became comedy. So
Right.
you can't achieve both.
I read it on the interview that if they have not cut out the scenes that they didn't quite fit in, it will have been to 4 hours plus movie.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
And also, sorry,
Yes.
one more part is that Christian Bale on interview, he says, as his character's name shows, there were much more gore scenes.
Yes,
And
that's right.
like he
okay.
had tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was to show respect to his god.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
later on, he's got a lot of scars on
Yes,
his
yes.
head, right?
Mm.
That's because he tried to remove it by himself.
Yeah.
And that scene was shot. And that's the kind of movie I want
Yeah,
to watch.
exactly.
That's why I feel like
Yeah.
it was 2 hours, but
Mhm.
they focused on a lot of scenes that I felt like they could have taken out. Like the
Right.
the god.
Yeah, you
the
can
god
feel it,
scene.
right?
Yeah.
It felt like 2 hours, but it didn't feel like 2 hours because like it was just the same thing over and over again. I don't know how to say it.
I think because
Explain,
they're trying to aim it as a family movie instead of like
Okay, that
a
makes sense.
more
yes.
serious
Yeah.
Marvel
Right,
movie. If it was just a serious Marvel movie, then yes, I believe that those parts should be included. All the because other than the mutilation of his of the what's called the tattoos on himself,
Yeah.
there was also scenes of where he actually killed more gods. There were more gods being killed.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So but they
Right.
took it out because
Yep.
they need to
It
be
was
family
too
friendly.
gory.
Yeah, it was too gory by his next name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, it's the question of focusing more on, Thor or Gorr. And Thor, the focus I feel is Jane Thor is more in focus than the...
Yeah. But you see, even if it's focused on Jane Thor, it wasn't necessarily focused on her either because I felt like there's not enough scenes for you to track her development into Jane Thor. You know? She became Mighty
Read a
Thor.
book, then go
Right,
there.
Yeah,
then
then done.
Yeah,
I am Mighty
done,
Thor.
yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
I
what?
you know what? I was there was that she said that there was a scene where they shot her getting her powers. Like after that
Oh.
the vibrating of the
Yeah.
Mjolnir. Then it actually went to her and actually like show her like equipping the armor and stuff.
Yeah.
But the reason they took it out is because they want the reveal of her to be much more
right, only in the battle scene.
Yes,
right,
exactly.
right.
Yeah, that's why in the scene you
But
can
that's
see.
in
But
the
it's
trailer, right?
counterproductive.
Yeah,
I feel.
I know, but they want it to be there it's because to make it more epic, I would say.
Yeah.
Like in the battle, it came out first where the Mjolnir was on her hand, then it slowly panned down towards her helmet to show
right.
her what's it called? Like she equipped the armor already. Like if you can see that I don't know, there was like a lot of like people asking why did she suddenly when she holds the hammer, why does she have Thor's armor? Well, if you're jumping back to Endgame, why doesn't Captain America have the armor when he holds the hammer? There was a lot of questions about that. It's
Right,
like, what
I
happened?
see. Oh, I didn't think
Well,
of it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
that's
'cause
true. Yeah.
I thought it was because for Captain America he was worthy of holding it, but
Yes.
for her it has a connection with her, right?
But it also deemed
There was
her
an
worthy.
inscription, right?
Yes. But it also deemed her worthy because first, Odin did put the what do you call the thing, like restriction, if for the person whoever's worthy to be gain the mighty power of Thor and stuff.
Right.
Then there's the second part is where Thor also set his own restriction for Mjolnir to protect her. So the first clause still applies, I would say, for her to
Yeah.
be able to hold it.
Right.
I mean, if not, then she won't be able to hold it lah. I mean,
That
it's
makes
not just
sense.
her that is worthy. There's a lot of other
Yeah.
characters that are worthy as well. Which I jumped to a point where I think people were expecting too many things to appear in this movie. Like because of references from Ragnarok. If you remember, there was a scene where they showed the Grandmaster's like capital. Then you see there is these faces on the building of the champions of the
Right.
Colosseum. Colosseum, whatever.
Grandmaster is the golden costume guy, right? He's
What's his name?
the-
He's
the
the
guy-
one that acted in
the Fly.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't
Yeah.
remember.
I believe he was the Grandmaster.
Mhm.
Then on his building, if I'm wrong, there was a big statue or face of Beta Ray Bill,
Oh yeah.
which is another worthy candidate of Thor.
Mm.
But I think people were expecting too much cameos in this movie. That's why
Yeah.
they were left disappointed.
More than enough.
Oh.
Of
Yeah,
cameo.
exactly. There's a lot of Guardians appearance as well. Guardians
Yeah.
screen time is so little. It's like
Oh,
they
yes.
were only in the
Yeah.
beginning part of the movie.
Mm.
That's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Then speaking of Guardians as well, when they were having the fight with Gorr,
Mhm.
why couldn't they just call Guardians back?
Mhm.
Yeah. I was thinking that also.
Yeah,
It's like so
Exactly.
weird. It's like
I was waiting for that.
it's like why? Thor?
That's always the question for Marvel film.
It doesn't make sense.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
Marvel universe, same universe.
Yes,
But why do they fight alone?
that's
You know?
true.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like shouldn't this be considered like an Avenger class threat or something?
Yeah, and it's
It's-
very strange because once you follow that thought process, then it renders the whole freaking looking for gods part of it very
Yeah.
like useless, like completely pointless. You just keep thinking, why can't he just call the Guardians back?
Ah, yeah, that's
It
true.
didn't make sense
It's
at
like
all.
not just Guardians, some like other people can
Yeah.
help. Like, come on, it's like
Yeah.
he's trying to kill off gods. It's like that's like a big thing.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, there's a point that I wanted to talk about and like see all your opinions. So
Yep.
like back to the whole thing about comparing to Ragnarok, right? Like, they also had a very good balance between comedy and like the serious aspects of it, which I feel like
Was there any serious aspects in that
The-
film?
there was
there
so
there
much
there
at stake.
I think it's more of the sister
yeah.
Ella.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
I
But
thought about it.
Totally
Yeah.
forgot about
I
it.
I
forgot?
enjoyed this one much better than Ragnarok.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the previous
I
one more.
really hated it. It's too cartoonish and like
Because it's too comedy, is
childish. It's childish.
Childish?
It's not. Yeah. It's childish. It's really like
Like the relationship between the sister and
no. The whole the color palette to the sound
Oh.
design to everything.
the
is-
technical aspects.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to fit the.
it's asking you to detach yourself from the film.
I see.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I would say that the opposite in a sense,
Mm.
like it because there's so much more at stake, right? With the sister's powers, right? Like I would feel like that I was like anticipating everything more as compared to this one. Like I felt like Christian Bale, right? His development was too fast, and
Oh, yeah?
it felt like
Okay.
his
His screen time was
villain-
like less than 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was like how little he is in the movie.
Right.
But then the entire
but
movie is
he-
focused on that in a sense, right? His villain story is so one track that it was very.
It was touch and
didn't make
go,
sense. Yeah, it didn't make sense.
It
to me.
wasn't like
No
prevalent
complexity.
in the whole movie. Okay, the part where he appeared in the cage with the kids, right?
Mhm.
I thought it'd be. It's actually how to say like it's a very contrast shot because he first of all he lost his daughter
Mhm,
Mm,
mhm.
and he's like
Yeah.
playing around with the kids in a sense.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this guy. It's actually quite creepy because he
Mm.
actually fits the character.
Yep.
I don't know. They fleshed out more of his character. I think it would leave a more impressionable
Yeah.
opinion of him.
Mhm.
Not he's just like just a one and done.
Yeah, he doesn't really scare me because there wasn't enough build up in the first
Yeah.
place.
Like
Mm.
there's so
Yeah.
many shots that look so nice of his character. Like the
Oh,
one
yeah.
where
I love the black and white.
yeah, that
Mhm.
oh my god,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one where
yeah,
he
yeah.
smiled
Yeah.
to the camera. Oh, like
Yeah.
oh my god,
Mm.
goosebumps.
And his gold eyes.
Yes, good eyes and the blacked out teeth.
Yeah.
Mm.
that was nice.
Oh yeah. Speaking of gold, right? Prior to this shoot, I make you guys watch this music video
Oh yes.
by Chris Cunningham,
Mm.
who is a music video director, and the artist is Aphex Twin, and the song title is "Come to Daddy," which is on YouTube, so anyone can watch. The reason why I made you guys watch is that Christian Bale says that one of his inspiration for his character building was the character in the music video.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
I knew it. I had
So,
a
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, so
I can see that.
which
Yeah.
is kind of rare for an actor to get inspired by music video, Yeah, so which I found it very interesting, and of course I read about this after watching the film,
Yes.
but I felt more like, but that looks more like Marilyn Manson than okay, millennial and
Who is-
Yes.
Okay,
is
Marilyn
Marilyn
Manson is
Manson?
American musician whose band is called Marilyn Manson, and
Okay.
his name is Marilyn Manson, named after Marilyn Monroe and
Oh.
Charles Manson.
Oh.
Charles Manson. Oh yeah,
No
you
idea.
wouldn't know.
Only Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
Yes.
This is
I feel young.
the guy who formed a religious so-called cult.
Oh.
And yeah, he did a lot of bad things. You can read it up.
Okay.
And this musician, he uses this name of the contrasting Marilyn Monroe, the goddess of movie and all that,
Ah.
to this, lunatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can see it.
Yeah. So so I went on to follow Christian Bale's interview. Then I read that him and Taika Watiti tried to develop more scary, as you said, you weren't very scared, character design as well as the way of acting. But they decided to put it off a bit because it was too scary.
I see.
Right.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
family movie. That's why.
Yeah. So yeah, that's same way that they decided to go. That they cut out a lot of gore scene and bloody scenes. Yeah. So, and the director is saying there won't be any director's cut.
Yeah,
He's not
like he did say
interested
that. He said
Yeah.
that because he feels that director's cut, directors should not be, show director's because they need to pull back on their.
Yep. And actually, it makes sense. In Hollywood, director cuts are usually there because director did not have authority to keep the edit. And many other countries, director usually decides on edit. But in Hollywood, like, the other day someone was mentioning that nowadays you don't see much opening credit, unlike before. But last time when there were opening credit, editor were always before director. Director, then a blah 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 film, then starts, right?
Yeah.
So second most important so-called role is editor,
Oh.
because he or she has editing rights, the final say.
Yep.
I mean, producer lah. Of course,
Yeah.
the final say is producer.
Yes.
But before producer is an editor.
Right.
So a lot of time directors, I have so much nice shot here and there. That's why I would want to do that, and they would
Right.
produce director's cut.
I see.
Yeah, which means he or she is thinking like, that wasn't my cut.
Oh.
Yeah, that was editor's cut,
So they
or
felt like-
editor and producer's cut, not mine.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
editor always takes precedence lah. a sense.
For editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
And then the
main-
final
yeah.
product, right?
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
Taika, as far as I read in the interview, he decided the edit. I mean, editor in role was there, but that's the end product is what he likes. So there's no point for him to do director's cut.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Okay. Interesting.
So what's your take on music? Because for other episode we did talk about I don't quite enjoy song used in
Yes.
movie, right? True enough, I hated it. I hate Guns N' Roses.
Oh, really?
I
So,
love it.
yeah.
Why? Why do you hate it?
Huh?
It's
By the time when I was in band, when I was young, they were very popular and earning a lot of money
right.
and snatching off money from the
Arch nemesis.
more
Band nemesis.
more, bands that deserve much
Right.
better than
I
them.
see.
And it's not their fault, but a lot of people even in the band were telling me like, Slash is the best guitarist in the world. Best Mike. He's okay.
Right.
But when he left,
Uh-huh.
this guitarist called Buckethead took over.
Uh-huh.
Very different style.
Ooh.
People hated him, but no doubt he's better guitarist. When he's asked, he can do all Slash's solo as if Slash has played.
Wow.
Wow, that is actually.
but much more.
Wow.
So, but he's very experimental guy, so no one liked him.
Right.
Ah,
His style
he's
probably
just-
didn't
he's just-
fit
he's just
the-
revolutionary,
He's
yeah.
General
as
public.
weird as he's wearing KFC bucket on the head and wearing white death mask. So no
Right,
one
right.
knows who he is.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. And yellow raincoat. Must be very hot.
Yes.
So that was my take. But what about yours?
I liked it. I actually recognized most of the songs.
Yes.
Even though they're old songs, because they're like big hits, right?
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
feel like
Mega hits.
Yes.
Mega hits,
Yeah.
yeah.
I felt like how say entertained because it was songs that were played a lot during my time in secondary school or primary school or like people play
Primary,
these
I
songs.
think.
Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, nice songs that I actually recognize, like actually listen to back then. It's like there's a nice change of pace, I would say, rather than like all the newer tracks that are coming out. I don't know. I prefer the older songs than the tracks
Yeah,
now.
old soul.
I guess, yeah, it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean,
people like Guardians of Galaxy for that too, right?
for the tracks as well.
yeah,
yes.
but I just couldn't take it.
Do you feel like the tracks could have been replaced with sound effects or like
No, score.
Score.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that
Right,
is
Or
more,
silence.
yes.
right?
I think the reasons why they use these tracks because they want it to be more relatable to
Yes.
the
Yeah.
generation that's watching it.
Yep. But yeah, at least for that movie, the Guardians of Galaxy, Space Lord has got Walkman and
Yeah,
he's
so
got
he
cassette
actually
tape, so it
plays
does
the roles.
Yeah. It's part of the characterization.
yes.
So, but this one is like
Since when
you just use popular song.
yeah,
And
that's true.
But I guess it kind of fits with the whole theatricality of this movie, right? Like I
Right.
feel like if they actually created a score, like it would then be another like point of just like what you call it, like what's the word? Juxtaposition, right?
Yeah,
Between
juxtaposition,
the
yeah.
comedy aspect of it and the score, I feel. Because scores will always make things a lot more sentimental in a sense and serious also, right?
Not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sound
I mean,
designer. POV.
Score can be all kinds. Can
It's
be
like-
comical.
Yeah.
Can be
It makes it a lot
sad.
more high budget feeling also.
I mean, isn't it
Oh,
a
yes.
$250 million budget film?
But it just doesn't feel
Yeah,
that
it
high
doesn't
budget,
feel- yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But I mean,
With all the-
I guess it's just more of like the director's like take on it. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to use a lot of scores. Like a
Yes,
lot of
exactly.
the tracks are actually all
Actually,
songs.
as
Yeah,
mega
exactly.
hit as this, right? Using Guns N' Roses track is much more expensive than
That's true.
Right.
asking
True.
I mean,
Hans Zimmer to compose for it.
Maybe it was a rush instead of like you got time constraint.
No time.
instead of,
Yeah. Then
I
you just
know,
I
maybe.
just
Okay, I think the reason why I don't like song in the movie, one more reason that maybe more on me is that a lot of Japanese film, the end credit has,
Oh, I know what
pop
you mean.
music,
Yes, I know what you mean.
which is nothing to do with the movie.
yes.
okay.
Just because of marketing purpose.
Yes.
Record label pays the filmmakers.
Right.
So I think because of that, I'm allergic to songs of it.
You got PTSD from that.
Yeah,
I see what
Yeah.
you mean, yes.
Yeah.
PTSD.
No,
But I
when
get
say
what
that,
you
I
mean,
understand,
though.
yes.
Yeah, it like ruins the vibe, right? Especially
Yes.
if it's like something very sentimental
Yeah.
or like just very like makes you feel something. Then at the end you got like random song come
Yeah,
out. I can
random,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah. I've had that experience before.
Yeah.
I get it.
So yeah, do you guys notice any similarities in this film compared to other films, not just Marvel?
Other
I
films.
see. I can't say I did.
Yeah.
There's actually one very like not like really same but similar concept. Forrest Gump.
I didn't
okay.
watch it.
Didn't watch Forrest Gump.
Yeah. I
I'm
wanted
more
to.
disappointed when you said that. I'm disappointed
feather
when you
flying?
said. Sorry?
Was there any feather flying?
No, it was not that. It's more of like the characters are similar.
Okay.
Where Thor is like a wanderer. He's like trying to find. He's on his journey, to find himself and stuff. Then he met his former ex-girlfriend, I was shit. Then
I see.
the ex-girlfriend is sick. She's similar to Forrest
Right.
Gump. Then at the same time, he's left with a child in the end.
Right.
Yeah, this is like this is somehow very similar to Forrest
But
Gump. And
not
at the same
her
time, when Thor was wearing the cap,
Mm.
he made such a huge reference to him when he was running. Right.
Right.
To like with his bearded form and stuff. It's like, oh my god, this is like
From kid to
yes, from
every
kid,
trunk
as well as the
transition. then
montage of
go
him
up.
working out to get
Mm.
into shape. There was also one where you wear a cap as well as his
Oh,
lot of
the
facial hair.
big-
Yes, yeah, it's like it's so much similar to the Forrest Gump. I was like, oh my god.
Right, I see.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
the bearded.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that was
In
like
Forrest Gump, he was running for a year, right?
yes.
So
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, this is a very nice reference.
Right, I see.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true. That's
what
true.
other, do you remember any references other than that? Because I think there were a few that I actually note down.
Mm.
I don't recall. But I feel like that's quite a typical storyline though.
You
To
can
be
say
that
that too.
His
Yeah.
character,
Close?
yeah, it's quite a typical storyline to
I
me.
guess, yeah, I can say that.
Yeah.
There were references to like other actors, like
Mhm.
the one where he was in the I forgot what planet was that.
Mhm.
It was still near the beginning of the film where he was from that top of the hill and he was meditating and he picked up the axe.
Oh,
Oh.
the bikers.
Yeah, then he made
Hey.
a very like Jean-Claude Van Damme reference.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I was like,
split legs.
God,
Yeah.
I was actually more excited to see the references that they made,
Mm.
like the Old Spice references also.
Mhm.
I was like, wow, I didn't expect to see an Old Spice references here. I'm not sure whether it's for marketing also. I also don't know.
Right.
There were so many references, I would say.
Mm.
Mm.
The Jean-Claude Van Damme's posture has direct reference before that.
Oh, really?
Which is Volvo's TV commercial.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You
And
think
they
the...
use Enya's track also, right?
Oh.
It's exactly the same
Yeah.
track. Like,
Yes. Do you? No.
No idea. Just watching.
I like how just agreeing. Yes.
Yeah, because what can I say? No
yeah.
idea.
You can't say no, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
No, I don't think so. I didn't realize it, but I don't think so.
Yeah. That one was the near the end,
Mm-hmm.
where Korg,
Mhm.
the rock alien,
Mm.
he made a reference saying he met a guy
Mm-hmm.
named Dwayne.
Was it Dwayne Johnson or what?
No, it's just a reference to the actor Dwayne The Rock Johnson because
Yeah, it is, right?
it's a rock.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Mm.
oh my God,
I
it's
caught that.
just
I caught that.
stupid reference that they
yeah,
make.
yeah,
Oh,
That just
okay.
like, oh my God, just stick to myself. Okay.
yeah.
I'm not sure if it was just me, my ears,
Mhm.
Mm.
but one time Valkyrie speak to Thor,
Mm.
the male version,
Oh yes.
to say like referring to Gorr
Mm.
to say he's a bad man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually
So-
waiting for him to say
You know,
something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he is.
Yeah.
Batman
He
in
is,
DC,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I was
yeah.
like,
but bad and bad.
Yeah,
You know,
wordplay,
yeah.
yeah,
wordplay.
that was actually
So-
a
Yeah,
very
that
nice
was a
play
good
on
one,
words.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
nice. I don't know, it's just so many like references that they made in the film. That's why I think some people don't like it, as it caters to more of the millennials or zillennials.
Oh,
In what sense?
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
think-
I mean,
Yeah.
Guns
Like,
N'
okay, not
Roses is
all the
really to my
references. Yeah,
generation.
I mean, not
it's
all
just
the
that I
references,
don't
yeah.
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
not all references. I would say most of
Mm.
them is more for.
How is he the director?
Sorry,
Taika Watiti.
I do not remember. Let me do a
50
check.
plus?
46.
Oh,
It's
so
almost
it's
50.
exactly boomer.
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, it makes sense. So what about Christian Bale?
Christian Bale age.
Because that reference or inspiration source, the
Mhm.
Come to My Daddy, is when I was in like early 20s or what?
He's
I was so-
48.
48.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
they were, like,
okay.
very similar in age,
Similar,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
Damn.
Mm. Yeah. No wonder they managed to just say like, "Hey, I wanna, get the inspiration from Come to Daddy."
Oh.
Then Taika can go like, "Hey, that's a good idea, man." Like if the director is this generation,
yes,
then
yes.
like, what? Come to Daddy? Is it a movie?
That's true.
I don't know.
What do you guys think of Stormbreaker having emotions?
Jealous?
Yeah.
Very cute.
That
Yeah,
was
that was
like
cute,
adorable. I was like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
going
The
on?
beer drinking.
Oh my god.
I think I like that.
when he came out from behind Thor, it was
Yeah,
like trying to
yeah.
call for Mjolnir.
Mm.
It's like, oh my god. It's
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
cute. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, I like that.
Okay, the link is in the description. I watched this Dolby's video podcast. It's by 5 sound team members,
Uh-huh.
core members. And the topic is about, which they didn't go much deep into that topic, but it's about sound and comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the sound design was the part I liked the most about this film, and it's very well balanced of comical sound and the, like typical Hollywood sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the part where you were talking about that the Stormbreaker gets jealous with this hammer that I can never pronounce.
Oh yes.
Well, what's the pronunciation?
Mjolnir. I might be butchering as well, but
Absolutely cannot.
it's like Y instead of J
Yeah.
when you pronounce it.
Right. So that the sound design is like not too over comical, but it's comical enough. And
Yes.
Yeah. So that was very well done. And and one of the sound team guy on this video was saying something funny, which is because Taika Waititi is the kind of person that we see on like video and all that, he says. So sometimes when he's giving an instruction or direction, they wouldn't know if he's joking or not.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that would be like fun kind of working environment. But
Yeah.
if I were there, then like
You
like
you want direct,
is
like,
this
what?
a direction or is he just joking?
Yeah.
but I can see that sense of humor being reflected on the movie though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very characteristic.
for this kind of big budget film, not much director gives room for improvisation, but this one had a lot, they say.
That's
So yeah.
interesting.
Okay, so before we move on to something else, on this Dolby video podcast, they shared with us interesting information that not majority, but many of the shots were shot at the volume, which was developed for one of the TV series for Star Wars, which is the LED screen that shows the background.
Oh, is it
And
the Mandalorian?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Then we've been to a
Yes.
studio like that, right?
Yes.
But the difference is this one is a curved
Yes.
screen, so that there won't be edges. But it's an audio guy's nightmare because sound refraction,
Animation.
Oh.
and it's like a parabola.
Oh.
So
And
always
usually
come
the,
back.
the main character
Right.
is in the center, right?
Yeah.
So the bounce back everywhere, pointing
right.
towards the same microphone with
Yeah.
delayed signal.
Yes. That is hell.
Yeah, so
Right,
audio
that makes
editor
sense.
had a lot of tough time, and he even used the word RX. I needed to RX a lot,
Oh my god.
which is the audio restoration tool that we three audio team at
Yes.
Muse use a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, so they had to struggle.
Damn.
Yeah,
That is
and on top of it, the colorful armor, which wasn't colorful for the first two, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
very subtle. I would
Yeah,
say.
the
No leh, I
the
think very
colorful.
The
subtle.
only thing that was colorful will be the red cape.
Yeah.
Even Thor's armor was so comedic to me. It
Yes.
felt
Yeah,
the
yeah,
recent
like
one.
from
toy armor.
Ragnarok.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's I don't know what it's made of, but it was giving a squeaky noise as when they move.
PVC probably.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So they had to remove that too. Yeah. Though this sound editor, dialogue editor chief, he says for this kind of film, it's always best not to rely too much on ADR, which is
Yes.
automated dialogue replacement, which is to record actor's voice in the studio and sync the lip
Yes.
by
Oh.
the actor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, some of them are very good at it. They mentioned Christian Bale. He was very, very good at
I
it.
see.
But of course, you can't replicate exactly same
Not original.
emotions,
Yes.
same
Right.
acting. Yeah. And that's the good take that director decided on the location, right? Or the
see.
studio, right? Yeah. So you would prefer to use the location sound, but in the end, they had to do quite a few ADR, they say.
I see.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah, we expect that from a lot of like armor that they were.
Oh
wearing.
yeah, armor being squeaky then.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
funny that you say it's squeaky because it's exactly the impression I get of
Yeah, especially
armor.
the headpiece that they wear.
Yeah,
It was so extravagant. It was
Yeah.
nah.
felt a bit too extra actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Taika wanted to naked him, so that
Oh.
no noise.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you guys think of Thor giving his power to children
Oh, wow.
and they can
Oh,
That was
I love that.
fight? I mean, okay. For me, if he can do that, do it in the any other film he
yes,
was in.
that's true.
oh
know.
right.
But
right,
that might be
right.
because he
No.
was holding on to Zeus Thunderbolt.
Oh yeah,
Because that's
Yes.
the only
a good
reason why he
point.
had. Because it was yellow, it
But-
wasn't blue.
And the eyes were
Right,
yellow,
right,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's
And
good.
I
But
was- okay.
even if it can be explained, I hate the idea that child soldiers were introduced.
Oh,
Why?
okay.
Why?
What?
There's nothing he could do, what, in a
In
sense.
real life, there are kids who were trained
Yeah.
to become soldier,
Uh-huh.
and they are
They
feed
get
with
trauma.
drugs, so that you can numb the idea of killing people. Yeah, and that is the same thing,
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, so much for comical film. Yeah, right. Yeah.
but the
so-
reality of it,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
right, right.
I mean, okay, maybe it's important to talk about LGBTQ and all that, but I feel this is more important, that kids should be left out from the fighting.
trauma that they might get.
Yeah, I mean,
Sense.
yeah.
I feel like
I think
it's,
both are important.
I feel like
Hey,
it's a,
God,
Yeah, I feel like it's a
What are you
marketing stunt
doing?
though.
Hmm?
I feel like it's a marketing stunt
in what
Yeah,
sense?
because
I
kids are
mean-
watching the movie as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I
And
mean,
eventually,
Right.
what's her name?
Like,
Love.
make them feel empowered.
love, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the Gorr's daughter, right?
Right.
I mean, if Thor's coming back with her as a child soldier,
I feel like
But
because
she
sorry, you go ahead.
she is a god figure also, right?
Ah,
I mean-
okay. If you want to go into that way,
Mm.
okay, because the kid Love is actually actual cosmic deity in Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-mm.
they're referencing that, but she came from eternity, which is the one where God was wishing to.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that shot with the reflection in the water
Mm-mm.
where you see her silhouette,
Mhm.
but if eternities are colors, the stars and stuff,
Yeah.
then suddenly it just shows to her.
Mm.
Because and also in the ending where you see her eating pancakes, right?
Mm.
Then she actually like laser beam Thor with a pen
Yeah.
Mm.
purple
because she has
colour.
the cosmic powers of eternity.
Yeah.
So they just made this like reference to an actual comic character,
Mm-mm.
which was a part of Eternity's group.
Mm. Right.
Yeah, that's what they call it Love lah, because it's actually a character named Love.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not because like
That's interesting.
he doesn't know the name
Mm.
and stuff.
I thought it was also called love because like ultimately Gorr loved her so much that he wanted
Yeah, because
her back.
he's only said to either call her Love or
Mhm.
Dear.
Mm. Mm.
She's never called her actual name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I think maybe it's like a way to make it easier for them to recognize the character. Well, it made it look like as though that she's going to join the Young Avengers
Mm.
because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
there is
Yeah.
a group called Young Avengers
Mm.
with like what's that girl's name, the one in Hawkeye series, and also a Spider-Man
Mm.
and Natasha Romanoff's sister.
Mm. Right.
Yeah, she should join with the recently ended Miss Marvel.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would assume
yeah.
that they would join Young Avengers.
Yeah, yeah. Also, like when he gave them god powers, right? I noticed that I don't know if it was just me trying to rationalize it, but that he got weaker. That he needed
He as in
mighty
Thor.
Thor to save him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, cause like he got defeated so fast. I was like, what? That's so not Thor. Then maybe it's cause he had to spread his powers in a sense,
That is possible.
right? Cause he
I mean,
got
yeah.
defeated way too fast for literally
For,
his
yeah.
track record.
Yes.
You know?
It
On
could
the
just
paper,
it
kind
could
of
just be directors.
convenient.
Can you just be weaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It could just be that.
Maybe or for Mighty Thor to come
Yes.
right.
Yeah. So after hearing this, do you feel better about the film or the worse about the film? Tell us about it.
I feel like it's mid.
Mid. Mid. You take it now.
Yeah, that's like the only
Okay.
thing I can say. It's like mid lah.
Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to our resident millennials edition, special edition.
Yes.
See you again. Subscribe.
ではまた今度。
Okay. 再
Selamat,
见。
selamat tinggal.
Oh.
God.
I thought it's like that.
I'm in pain as you say that. You can cut already.